Hey guys, welcome back to the Rift Initiative. Today we're going to be talking about addressing your needs and comparing them to your wants. So, a lot of people have an issue where they believe that the things that they do in their everyday lives are the things that they need. The things that they consume every day are the things that they need. The things that they buy and, pursue every single day are the things that they need. And this notion can be really, really dangerous. It can cause you to live a life where your primary focus is everything but yourself and other people, which is very, very, very dangerous. So the whole idea is kind of seeing how your values identify the things that you pursue in the rest of your life. So what do you find important? How do you identify what's good and bad? What are the things that you go after in your life? What are you aiming to? What are your goals focused on? Those all allude to the values that then translate to your identification between your wants and your needs. So to start off, the wants are the things that you desire, the things that you don't need and can live without, but choose to pursue because of some attachment that you have towards it. And in our time, in our day, and this is 2023 for anyone watching in another time, it's very, very easy to think that you want something because the media portrays ideas in a way that makes you feel like you're attached to everything. They involve you in the TV shows and the social media sites. In every single aspect of the things that they produce, there is some sort of attachment-based, reeling in. And that can be really, really dangerous if you don't have the understanding that you're not in control fully when they do that to you. It's not your fault that you can see that. You can't see that, but it's up to you to identify it and move away from it. So, to start things off, when you're making purchases, when you're looking out for things that you really, really want, identify what value that this thing is going to bring to you. Is it going to keep you alive? Is it going to handle your physiological needs, right? Is it going to make sure that you as a person are doing well? That is a really key indicator of whether you need something or you just want something. And even then, wants don't have to be negative things. They don't have to be things that distract you from something. But I've seen, at least in my life, that the attachment to materialistic items has caused people to neglect their selves, like their emotional state, their mental health, their understanding, their learning, and even their individuality, which is something I am very kind of I don't agree with. I think that everyone should be able to express themselves, but in a way that allows for the world to progress. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just that if you are trying to be like everyone else, and in my head, I believe that every single person is put on the earth for a reason. If you're trying to be like everyone else, you're never going to be able to do what you were meant to do, right? And it's really tough when, the world needs good people, it needs better people, it needs change makers, it needs people who are willing to go the extra mile to help one another. And in a world where it's always me, and what I want, that goal appears to be, on a perspective, seems to be diminishing. But in reality, there's a lot of people out there who just need a little boost. And consider this your boost. You got this. You can handle this. You don't want that. You don't need that PS4. You don't need that makeup palette. You don't need those $1,000 jackets and $1,000 shoes and $1,000 watch. You don't need all that stuff. You want it so that you can have a sense of belonging, so that people will give you the credit and attention that you think that you deserve. And 100% you deserve that. But look for it in a better place, because in reality, we don't own any of those things. Money can only buy so much. But when it comes down to who you are as a person and what you have and what value you have and how much love you share, I think that's the biggest thing. Love and goodness, right? If you have none of that, then what kind of person are you? I know this world is pushing. I know it wants so badly for the people in power, because they always end up being this way. The people in power always seem to have some kind of negative connotation with the world. They have some kind of pull on the world that makes them want to do worse. And maybe it's because the people on top are not the greatest of people. Well, I don't know, because I'm not there. But from an outside perspective, it kind of seems that way, doesn't it? So I'd like you guys to think about that, at least. Be open to the way the world works. Be open to thinking differently than the world wants you to, because somebody's agenda is being fulfilled and we don't know who. So it's important to know what you're doing, what's the the seriousness of what you're doing, why you're doing it. It's also important that you know what kind of influences you're under. How social media affects you. You know how being on TikTok for that many hours affects you, right? Not saying it's a bad thing, but managing your health and being kind of disciplined with the things that you do, the things that you want, and things you need. It's a big step in kind of attaining peace and becoming a better person overall. I know that's a lot to digest, but you really can't just make this stuff up. Like, the things that you need them for a reason. You need them so that you can survive and you can do what you're meant to do. And things that you want are sometimes the things that are just kind of distracting you from getting to where you need to be, right? And I'm all for getting things that you want that have some kind of value. It's okay to get clothes sometimes. It's okay to get video games. It's all good. Don't do anything in excess, because anything in excess is just not it, right? There needs to be a balance, and that balance is what's going to get you closer to the goals that you want to achieve. It's going to get you to become that person that you want to be, because I know everyone out there is after something. So the least you can do for yourself is take your own hand and say, hey, we can get better, we can do this, and we got to start with something. So we start with identifying, what do I believe in? Ask yourself that. What do I believe in? What do I think is right and wrong? And don't act upon it in that way. Don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything rash. Just focus on how the things that you're doing affect you. And I promise you, well, I can't promise you, but I hope that you can see some kind of change. Because your body's meant to, your brain at least, is meant to react to the things that you do. And whether you like it or not, as you walk down that street or you walk back home from school, there are thousands of messages being received by your brain that are telling you a certain thing. And whether you like it or not, your brain's receiving them. So in my mind, I'd rather be prepared for what's coming, and I'd rather be, aware of what's influencing me, and I think that anyone would benefit from that. But yeah, wants and needs, they're a big deal, because if you want to go to the next level, if you want to build and you want to go after those bigger goals, those, the self-fulfillment stuff, the things that really make you happy, the true happiness, I think that's a great place to start. And that's just me. But I hope that you can find yourself through that adventure. And if you do, let me know, because I'd appreciate hearing about it. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. See you guys in the next video. Peace.